If you've bought a drone and are trying to make some money with it, then this is you. And here's the problem. Here are all the other drone pilots trying to make money too. That's the harsh truth about trying to make money with drones. You thought, I'll buy a drone, get a license, maybe throw up a website, and boom, the money will start rolling in. I'll be able to quit my job and fly drones full time. But now the excitement's worn off and the reality is kicking in. You're in a sea of red jelly beans, surrounded by thousands of other drone pilots offering the exact same thing, fighting for scraps and wondering why nobody's calling. The reality? You're not building a business, you've just built a hobby with an invoice, an excuse to justify buying the latest shiny new drone from DJI. And I get it. I'm Matt Williams, a heavy lift drone pilot who's flown for film and TV all over the world. I've also trained more than 66,500 drone operators and helped hundreds of people turn their hobby into a real life-changing business. And after more than 15 years in the drone world, I can tell you exactly why most new drone pilots fail. It's not the economy, it's not the rules, it's not even the competition. It's that most people never figure out how to stop being a red jelly bean and start standing out like this one. Because the drone pilots who win and thrive don't usually have the fanciest drones or the biggest budgets. They've just learned how to be different. They've learned how to stand out, how to become this blue jelly bean that the clients actually notice, remember and pay. And if you stick around to the end of the video, I'll show you exactly how to make that shift, how to go from hobbyist to paid professional without wasting years competing with every other red jelly bean in the glass. So let's get into it. Here's where almost everyone stumbles out of the gate. They try to be all things to all people. Real estate, weddings, roof inspections, event promotions, 3D modelling, you name it, we'll do it. It's like dumping another handful of red jelly beans into the cup. Sure, there's more of them now, but do any of them stand out? No. If your pitch is basically, I do drone stuff, then you're just another red jelly bean. Instead, pick one service for one type of customer, switch from offering everything to everyone to offering one specific solution for one specific customer. For example, you could target real estate professionals and offer them a specific result, or make your target client renewable energy companies who need to have their solar panels inspected every 12 weeks to check for damage, dirt, and efficiency, or panels that might need maintenance. I'll show you exactly how to make these offers later in the video, so stay tuned. But this is how you start moving from being a red jelly bean to being a blue jelly bean. When you specialize, your message cuts through. It becomes specific, it becomes clear, and suddenly clients start to see you instead of glazing over you. And here's the thing to remember. You don't have to stick with this one audience solution forever. All businesses change and evolve over time. But for now, pick a niche and stick to it until you make it work. Now, we all know that flying drones can be great fun, but a business, that's not about flying. It's about structure. Without a plan, you're just another red jelly bean rolling around the bottom of the cup. No direction, no control, just hoping that someone eventually comes along and picks you out. You don't need a 100-page business plan to be successful, but you do need to know 3 things. Number 1, who am I serving? Number 2, what problem am I solving for them? And number 3, how will I find clients? That's your minimum viable plan. Anything less than that, and you're just guessing. Because the pilots who plan, even a little, are the ones who build momentum, that build confidence and actually get the results. Because there are so many drone pilots out there using the hit and hope method, as soon as you do something with purpose, you will set yourself apart and stand out. You'll be moving from that red jelly bean to the blue jelly bean that you need to be. This one kills more drone businesses than anything else. If your pitch is, I offer drone services, then congratulations, you've just joined the red jelly bean army. Clients don't want drone services. They want solutions that solve problems. And it can be as simple as just changing your messaging to something like, I help X do Y. You don't even need to mention the drone, because the reality is we care about the drone and the specs and what it can do, but our customers don't. They just want you to take away their pain. So for example, change your messaging, try changing your messaging to something like, I help estate agents sell homes faster by showcasing properties from the air and the ground, or I help homeowners spot roof issues before they become expensive disasters. It's the same drone that you'll be using, it's the same flight skills, but it's totally different positioning. This is how you'll start turning into a blue jelly baby and leaving all the red jelly beans behind in their own glass of despair and misery. When you stop talking about drones and start talking about outcomes. Because here's the truth. Clients don't buy flight time, they buy results. When you can clearly explain how the service that you offer solves a problem, you instantly separate yourself from every red jelly bean competing purely on price. And that's the moment you stop being just another pilot and start being the professional that people are willing to pay. This mistake is the one that keeps most people in the red jelly bean army stuck in the glass with all the other Daves with his drone from down the road operators. They've got no systems. They've got no way to track who they've spoken to. They've got no repeatable process to follow up or stay in touch with people. No structure that keeps the wheel turning whilst they're out flying. So they end up trapped in the typical feast or famine cycle that we see most drone operators going through. 1 week they're busy flying, the next week nothing. Why? Because while they were out working, nobody was filling the pipeline with what comes next. That's what keeps you stuck as a red jelly bean, busy one moment and invisible the next. Here's the thing, systems don't have to be complicated. It can be as simple as keeping a list of potential clients, saving a few ready-to-send email templates, or jotting down when to check back with someone who showed interest. That's what the professionals do. They'll use something called a CRM, which is a piece of software that helps manage customer relationships and ensures that nothing falls through the cracks. Because once you do start doing this, you're no longer chasing random jobs. You're building a predictable pipeline. And that pipeline is what gives you stability, confidence, and freedom. Very few drone pilots ever do this, which means at the moment you add even basic systems, you instantly separate yourself from 90% of the pack. That's what turns you from the red jelly bean who's winging it like Dave with his drone from down the road into the blue jelly bean that we're all trying to become. Someone who's organized, dependable, and actually running a real business. Now then, let's go back to our friend Dave. Dave thought that the best way to win was to be the cheapest. So he undercut everyone. And sure, he stayed busy, but busy doesn't mean profitable. It doesn't mean he was making money. Now here's the real reason the race to the bottom exists. All the red jelly beans, every Dave with his drone from down the road, they've all got the same stuff. They've got the same drones, the same qualifications, the same drone services available website. And they all offer everything to everyone. So when a client looks around and they see a bunch of identical options, there's only one thing left to compare. Price. Because they all look the same. And the second you're competing on price, you've already lost. Because the only way a red jelly bean can stand out is by being cheaper than all the other red jelly beans. That's the trap. That's the race to the bottom. You're not building a business, you're selling your time for pennies on the dollar. And it's only a matter of time before you burn out like Dave with his drone from down the road. If you want to win, you've got to get out of this glass entirely. You've got to jump into your own glass in your own space where you are the blue jelly bean. Where you've got clarity, focus, and a clear reason for people to pick you. Because when you become the blue one, the pilot who's different, the pilot who's confident and offers real value, you don't need to fight for scraps. You set your own rates, you solve real problems, you deliver real results, and clients are happy to pay for them. So, how do you get out of this glass? How do you stop being a red jelly bean and become the blue one we want to be that everyone notices? It's not about having the most expensive drone or the flashiest website. It's about doing the things that most drone pilots never do. First up, have a plan, so you know who you're serving and how to reach them. Second, build a clear outcome-based offer, so you're not selling flight time, you're solving real problems. And third, create simple systems so your business keeps running even when you're out flying. Do that and you stop blending in with every other drone pilot in the red glass, and you build your own, a glass where you control the price, the pipeline, and the pace of your success. That's the difference between a hobbyist and a business owner, and that's what it takes to win. So don't be Dave. Don't be another red jelly bean fighting for scraps in someone else's glass. Be the blue one. Be the blue jelly bean that stands out, that builds trust, and actually gets paid what they're worth. Because the truth is, you're not stuck. You're just one decision away from moving out of this red glass and building a real, sustainable drone business. And in the next video here, I'll show you exactly how to do that. We'll break down the 5 simple steps to go from hobbyist to paid professional, the same system that's helped hundreds of pilots land their first paying client in just 30 days. So if you're ready to stop competing on price and start building a business that lasts, click right here to watch that video next. Until the next time, I've been Matt Williams. Fly safe and blue skies.